Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Janine McGowan, and I'm here to talk about cross stitch and books and whatever else comes to mind. It's a beautiful toasty day here in northern Nevada. It's not quite 9 a.m. and we've already done our outside things, so the plants are watered, the dogs are walked, and now we can just stay inside for the rest of the day until it's much, much cooler. So, hope you're having a good day, and I am diving right in with Stitching in Action. We have lots of fun stuff this time, so great sharing by a number of you. First off is Tudor Bee, and this was stitched by Joelle. She stitched it on 32 count Belfast linen in vintage gray, and she has just rolled with the unexpected on this one. She says she was going to do it 1/1 but wasn't loving it, and so she ended up going ahead and stitching it 2/2, but obviously on a smaller piece of linen than she would have originally chosen. So it came very close to the edge, but clever Joelle didn't let that stop her. She went ahead and finished the back with interfacing, I believe, all the way to the edges, and then because the frame that she wanted to use had a mat that wasn't quite the right size, flipped the mat over, put the stitched piece, since it's edged with interfacing, has a nice clean edge, right on the top of the back of the mat, and then covered it with sticky crochet ribbon, self-adhesive crochet ribbon. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I love the way it came out. Wonderful work, Joelle. And then on the back, she did a great little card. This is a gift for her mom. And so she put the pattern information on one side and her message on the other. I love this. I really, really love this. So thank you so much for sharing, Joelle. And Joelle is also a cross-stitch designer. I'll put the links in the notes for the show, but she has a shop on Etsy, CNKT Designs. Make sure I get that right. So wonderful. Lots to see there. Speaking of lots to see, Maggie B has had 4 things to share this time. I'm so excited. First off, Let Joy Be Unconfined. This is a free chart that's available on the website if you ever want to stitch it for yourself. And she is going to make this into a project bag. So I really look forward to seeing that all done up as a project bag. It's always a treat to see something like this finished, especially because for a lot of the freebies, I may not have ever stitched them. So seeing them stitched by you is the first time I get to see them actually in real life done. So thank you, Maggie. Maggie also finished Halloween Parade, and I love the little dot trim. I have never used that. I have some in my drawer, and Lois at Lady Dot has said that she will explain it to me if I have any trouble, but I haven't taken the plunge with that. I think it looks so great on this one though, so thank you, Maggie. Maggie has also done both Seasons of the Heart Spring, which is here fully finished, and Seasons of the Heart Summer, which is stitched and ready. So Maggie, those needles are flying. Thank you so much for sharing these with us. And the last one, no, sorry, I misspoke. There are 2 more. First off, Good Dog. Molly S. has stitched this, and she adjusts the original design to say not Good Dog, but Good Dogs, plural, since she has 2. She changed the colors of the dogs to match her 2 beautiful English lab puppies. I'll put them in there as well. Let's see, Fish Paw and Mercury, and she put a little initial by each of them. I love this. I love Fish Paw and Mercury on your wall, Maggie, because I'm sorry, Molly, because they are very good dogs, obviously. Their faces, they couldn't be not good dogs. So thank you, Molly, so much for sending that in. Lastly, we have Tudor Bee stitched by Nichole, and she stitched this using the called for NPS on 32 count linen that she dyed herself. Well done. She has a floss tube at Medusa Yarn and Fiber, and I'll put that in the notes as well, so you can see her talking more about this stitch and how she did it. Yeah, Mosey in the background changing her nap position. Thank you all for sharing those. Really, really great stitching in actions this time. And as always, those will be up on the website. I believe they're up already, actually, by the time this is filmed. And you'll be able to see if you're stitching a blue flower design. I'd love to have you share that with me so I can see what you've done with it. When you get drunk with power, we want to celebrate that for all of you. So again, thank you everyone who sent something in, and I encourage you to send your projects in the future. What I'm stitching, I haven't been working on the Pilsner sampler. I've had some joint pain recently, and so I haven't had a lot of stitching time, and what I have had has been on the last of the models for Needlework Expo, which is happening at the end of August. But I'm almost done. I might even get that finished this weekend, and then I'll be able to get back to the Pilsner Memorial Sampler, finish up that fantastic border, and hopefully share that with you in 2 weeks. However, I do have a stash spotlight, and this is a new one for me. I have a skein, well, I have 4 skeins, but this skein of Cottage Garden Threads, you can see it's variegated here. And you may have seen online a number of people showing, well, they're essentially these colors, yellow, green, red, and this one variegated one. Cottage Garden Threads gave us all who agreed to participate 4 skeins of thread in the set colors, and our challenge was to design something using only these colors. So it's been fun. Mine is the free design that I'm giving away at the expo. So if you're buying something from a shop that did purchase at expo, they'll have that free chart for you. It's my first time using Cottage Garden Threads, and it's been really, really great. They come, let's see, kind of twisted up like this, and it's very handy. There are instructions on the back. You just pull one side and then it all comes down, and then it's set up, and again, the back contains nice clear instructions. But if you want a thread, you can just grab it and literally pull it loose like this, and then there's a little hole up at the top here, and you can use that for the one thread that you've pulled while you're working on it, and then when you're ready, you just pull another one. So that was really handy to use. I've never done that before. Cottage Garden Threads aren't as common here. I think maybe they're a little bit more common in Canada and overseas. I would love to try some more colors though. So if any of you get Cottage Garden Threads often or easily, and you have any favorite colors, let me know, because I'd like to try some more. And props for this very useful packaging with a ton of information on it. So that's the stash spotlight. World Around this time is a native plant for us, licorice mint hyssop. It's not the most showy plant, although I think they're beautiful. It's native to higher elevation, cool mountain slopes in Arizona and New Mexico, which is why it does fairly well here. It can handle the heat very well, and doesn't need much water once it's established, which we're always trying to get the bang for our garden buck without using a lot of water to do it. And native plants are such a great way to achieve that. So we've really been enjoying this one, and it's been used for a long time in medicines. I believe the entire plant is edible. You could use the flowers as decoration in a salad or on a cake, or mix them into frosting. You can make the plant into tea. Lots of uses for that, but particularly it is especially appealing to hummingbirds. And my husband has a little video that he took of a hummingbird, which I've seen several times. He comes almost every evening, or she, I don't know. But I've never had my phone handy, and he got the little hummingbird visiting the flowers, so I need to go back and pinch off what's already done to encourage some more blooms for that cute little hummingbird to come back and fill up. That's my world around, which will lead me into my question for this week. Now, before I go into that, last week's question, I obviously made a terrible, terrible error because I asked for book recommendations, and it took me ages to answer comments because every single one, it seems like, had a great recommendation, and then I would go get distracted and look up the book, maybe read a little sample, maybe check out the audiobook recording just to see. And so I progressed through the comments at an absolute snail's pace because I kept falling down the reading rabbit hole. My wish list and to be read pile has ballooned, so thank you all. This week I'm going to not do that, and my question is, what do you think about licorice? The licorice mint hyssop smells like licorice and mint. I love licorice, especially black licorice. I love anise flavoring and challah. I love salty black licorice. I love sweet black licorice. I love it filled, not filled, whatever. I just really like it. But it's one of those flavors that you tend to either very much appreciate or have no interest in. So that's the question. Licorice, yes, no, couldn't care less, don't eat candy. Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear them. best thing this video, air conditioning. I know I see from some of your posts that it is warmer where you are. I am not discounting that at all. Also, where we live in the desert, it's dry, which means it's not humid and it cools off probably 40 degrees overnight. So I do not have it as badly as a lot of you do. However, I don't like to be too hot. I really don't. And it's so very hot when the sun is just blazing on you. It's, you know, the flowers outside and all the growth make up for it. I love having the extra light to stitch by. Those things are great. I love the delicious fruit this time of year, and I don't love the heat. But we're very fortunate. When we lived in Portland, when we bought our house initially there, it was not that common at the time for Portland houses to have air conditioning, especially older houses. And so when we finally got a new air conditioning system in, I remember just the absolute relief that you could cool the house off if you needed to, especially overnight so you can sleep. And here we have air conditioning, but it's a little bit older and I think it's a little bit undersized for our house, so you have to kind of baby it. But again, very fortunate, it cools off at night, so you can, even if you have to set an alarm for midnight, get up and open up all the windows and turn off the system and let it rest while the house cools down naturally. So lots to appreciate there. But absolutely, I am especially also appreciating ice water and ice cream. I've got the ice cream maker out in the back there because I'm going to make some more ice cream this weekend with the lovely summer fruit. So I hope wherever you are, you're staying cool. And if you're in one of the places that's currently getting a lot of rain and clouds, I am deeply envious of you, and I wish we had some of that. I wish we could share. Wouldn't it be great if we could share our weather the way that we need to? That would be helpful, especially these days. But in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely weekend with your weather and stay at a comfortable temperature and get lots of stitching done. Okay, giveaway. Last week, or last video, the giveaway was this great Owl Forest embroidery design with the sun and this set of beautiful little yellow sunny blossom pins from Puntini Puntini. The word to use was sun, so I got lots of sun comments making me feel even warmer. And the winner is Karen Monich. Thank you so much, everybody who sent me your comments. Karen, if you reach out and send me your mailing address, I'll get this in the mail for you. This week, the giveaway is starting with this beautiful piece of fabric from Barbaral Creations. I got two of these because I love the color so much. It's this kind of smoky purple gray color, not probably as dark as it's looking right here, and it's always hard to get them to show, really. I love very gray subdued purple colors. You may know that already, and they always remind me of the movie Barefoot Contessa, which honestly is not a favorite movie of mine, but I love the colors of the filming. And I don't know if you have any movies like that where you don't love the story or something about it, but you really like the setting or the costumes, things like that. Yeah, that movie for me always is about smoky blues and purples. To go with it, I thought I'd throw in this beautiful piece of Old Red Barn Pashmina from Gloriana Threads. I know a lot of people love reds, and I thought something like this would have a lot of applications in summer stitching. So if you use the word stone, since it's Lightstone linen, in your comments, you'll be entered to win that, and I'll do the drawing in the next video. I don't have any particular announcements this week. It's very warm and it's very quiet here this weekend. My son is camping, so my husband and I are experiencing empty nest moment for the first time in a while. The dogs, like I said, have done their walk and they're into sleeping for the rest of the day, and I have some covers to lay out for the new designs to go to the printer Monday, some stitching to do, some ice cream to make, so a very full, relaxing weekend. I hope you have a lovely time. There's a little puppy video at the end here, and I look forward to joining you again in 2 weeks. Bye.